Hello my bosom friends, and welcome back to my channel. Pray you're all doing wonderful and are keeping in extremely good health and in perfect happiness. Today we're going to continue our conversation on ways we can heal the feminine energy. And I always have to emphasize the fact that all species have both masculine and feminine energy. And sometimes, obviously, life gets in the way and we get caught up and we forget our divine rights. That we are actually the feminine women we've been waiting for, or the feminine women we have been searching for. So today I have simple ways that can heal the feminine energy, and there's so many ways to skin the cat. And also the thing to remember is that you have to work with your own special sauce. That is so important. We are all unique individuals. We all have unique talents. We all have unique gifts and unique DNA. What works for me might not work for you. And honestly, that is okay. So the thing is, you really need to hone in on your own special sauce, your own uniqueness, so that this way you can express your feminine energy the way you see fit for yourself, because we really are unique individuals. So that being said, I do have a few tips that can help heal the feminine energy. I am an avid and massive lover of all things journals, notebooks. These are my friends. Honestly, being an introvert, I always have a list. I always have a brain dump and all those things. In my journals and in my bujos, I always have a list of things I want to manifest, things I'm believing God for. And I also have another list of things that I've manifested and things that I actually prayed for, and they show up in their physical form in my life. And then I also have a list of things that just randomly happen in my life, and I seem to not have control of those things. And then it makes me think, how is it possible that other people or other feminine women can manifest A, B, C, D, E, and here I am, I'm struggling with this other list that I honestly don't know how these things show up in my life. Well, the thing that I want you to understand is that life is going to happen for all of us, to all of us. And just because you're feminine, just because you embody the feminine energy, doesn't give you immunity from life. Life is going to push your boundaries. Life is going to challenge you. Life is going to kick you in the balls if you have balls, which you don't. You get boobies. You get what I mean. So that is life, and we should not seek perfection on this realm, because there really is no perfection. And also some of those things that manifest in my life, like I said, without me wanting them or without me thinking, how did they end up here? Sometimes they end up being brilliant teachers, or maybe they lead me on to another path or give me another perspective on all things life. So how do we change this? Wanting to be more feminine and going after the life you want, and minimizing the so-called unwanted things just randomly appearing in life. And I think it's about the feeling. It's not that you're not worthy. It's not that you cannot manifest these things. I think it's okay to have the list of the things we want, but I think we leave behind the feeling, because I think it is the feeling of that which we want to experience, isn't it? We want to experience that joy, that excitement, that certain, I would say, elevation and vibration, if you will. So I would say let's start by feeling those things. And the moment we get in touch with the feeling, as we pray for it, as we want to manifest it, then it will definitely appear quicker. And the other thing to remember is that it's not that we're not worthy or feminine enough. It is just embodying the feeling, and every day waking up with that sense of excitement, that sense of expectation. It's like being pregnant, isn't it? You're pregnant for 9 months. If you've been pregnant, some go up to 40 weeks, alhamdulillah. But if you are carrying a baby, you're going to have that excitement. Oh, my baby is now 20 weeks old, my baby is now developing organs, my baby is now, it's got fingers and the heartbeat is stronger, and you have that expectation of eventually giving birth to a vibrant, happy baby. So always expect the best, a healthy, well-formed baby, and also being excited about the manifestation, the journey before it shows up, basically before whatever it is that you are praying for shows up. And then I think this way it is going to help with obviously the progression and also the journey along where we're trying to go as feminine women. Looks have nothing to do with it. Geography has nothing to do with it. It really is just about the feeling. How do you feel about it? It's you're praying for it. What thoughts are going through your mind? And are you feeling worthy of that which you're trying to manifest? Because oftentimes it's not so much that we, like I said, what is blocking us is obviously the feeling of it, and also the inner voice. What are you telling yourself every day, and what sort of things are you repeating to yourself? So that this way, if you can change that inner dialogue, it means that the feminine journey, or whatever it is you're trying to accomplish, or whatever it is you're trying to go after, it becomes better. This is one of the difficult lessons for me in particular, because you think you're doing everything right. You've got your lists, you've got your, yes, you know exactly what you want, you're feeling it, you can visualize it, you're praising God for it, but something like a spanner just gets thrown in your plans. So how do you change that? By changing your inner voice, by changing the way you speak for yourself, because it's not so much the witches in the village that are blocking it. Sometimes it is just that inner doubt. So it's about also digging deeper. That's what being feminine is all about. It's not just about looking good, smelling good, and obviously being skinny and sexy. Those who like to be skinny, obviously, because it's going to be subjective, judging by where you come from and what you like. Some people like skinny, other people like fat, others love petite. It's just about embracing who you are, isn't it? So at the end of the day, it is really about changing the inner dialogue. That point, when it comes to healing the feminine energy, it is about falling in love with yourself, finding ways to celebrate you, to, I would say, again, back to the notebook, have at least 5, being the minimum, obviously, to maybe 100 things that you love about yourself. 5 things you love about yourself, because sometimes we're looking for other people to love us and we don't even love ourselves, and then we get mad when those people don't love us because we can't show them the way we want to be loved, or we don't know how to express that kind of love. So it's going to be even harder, isn't it, when it comes to manifesting love or meaningful relationships. So it starts by giving yourself the kind of love you are expecting from other people, so that this way you give yourself the peace, you give yourself the joy, you give yourself the abundance. And also, like I said, when you start by writing when you start by writing at least 5 things, 5 things that you love about yourself. This is your own personal list. It's not a personal list that you're going to put on TikTok and broadcast to the entire world. This is just for you to remind yourself of how worthy you are, to remind yourself of your uniqueness and your capabilities. It could be the way you can hold the 3 paws. It could be the way you can make a beautiful sunny side up. It could be the way you handle yourself under pressure, or it could be the way you bounce back after life and all its many complexities come your way. So whatever it is that you can celebrate about yourself, write it down. It doesn't have to be, like I said, anything you share with anybody. It can be silly, it can be meaningful. The idea here is to celebrate yourself. And also when you do this, it's going to increase the way you see yourself, and it's going to give you that inner confidence, that doesn't come by your looks and everything else, like we mentioned before. This is your inner ammunition, and also when you work on that, it means that nobody can take it away, because the world is constantly changing, beauty standards are constantly changing. So therefore, if you wait for the world to validate you, so this kind of validation is going to come from you, it's not going to come from the world, because the world is constantly changing. So therefore, all those things that we want from out there, we are never going to get it, because the benchmark is always constantly being moved. My next point is the elemental flow, which is the law of physics. This is the simple law, because like attracts like, isn't it? So whatever it is that we want, sometimes the manifestation doesn't happen because we haven't matched up to it vibrationally. So whatever it is that you want, if you want more love, you have to be love. If you want the joy, you have to be the joy. If you want healing, you have to start by healing yourself, because you really are your own alchemist. So what is it that you really want? And you can start small. It could be that you just want to be a better cook. So start by trying 1 or 2 recipes every day. See how that works out for you. And then not every day, maybe twice a week. Starting small, baby steps. I love baby steps. So when you do this, it means more will be coming your way. And the more you eliminate anything that doesn't add onto your cup, the more happier you're going to be, isn't it? Because it is a very simple law. What you put out there is going to just come back to you. And also the same, if you put out love, if you put in love into yourself, it means that you have more love to give other people. And when you love yourself, it means you're going to treat yourself better. And once again, people who are going to show up in your life are going to treat you better, because already that is the vibration, that is the frequency you are actually operating from. And also the same with being in love. When you love yourself, when you nurture yourself, because there's no way you can love yourself and then eat junk every day, or there's no way you can love yourself when you are getting drunk every day. It means you're numbing something, isn't it? It means you're running away from something, because there's are issues that needs to be dealt with. So anything that is taking away from your manifestations, it has to go. Anything that is going to be a distraction on your feminine journey, it has to go, because the law is the law. It doesn't exempt anybody. Looks have nothing to do with it. Appearances have nothing to do with it. The law of physics is the law of physics. Questions: when was the last time you danced? When was the last time you sang? And when was the last time you laughed? You laughed so hard, maybe to the brink of tears, or maybe you were so close to tears and your stomach was actually hurting. That is the kind of joy you want. And the moment you start analyzing that, it means that you're going to be able to track when the joy has left your life, or when you have fallen so deep that you're no longer excited anymore. Because the thing to remember about the feminine energy is that it has to flow. It's not bound, it is free. So when you're not singing or dancing, you're not doing this in front of people, you're doing this in your home, or you're doing this in the shower, or you're just, as you are making your dinner, you're humming to yourself. And I think there's a level of joy in that. So when you don't feel like doing those things, it could be that there's something underneath that needs to be addressed. It could be an issue that is hindering you from fully embodying your feminine energy and being in joy, and also manifesting that which you want. Because without joy, what's the point of all of it? Absolutely nothing. So the thing here to remember is the feminine energy, we all have it. It's just that sometimes we forget because life gets in the way. When you wake up in the morning, protect your energy. Don't just reach for your cell phone and be in touch and see all those images of how other people are living their lives on on social media, because it's going to make you feel inadequate. And first thing in the morning, it's even more dangerous because you're coming from that state, that hypnagogia, and this is what you're programming your mind. And then before you even brush your teeth, you're already feeling rubbish. Your self-confidence is gone down 10 points. We don't want that. We want to protect our energy. So first thing in the morning, start by being grateful, obviously, and protecting your energy, because you love yourself. And when you love yourself, then you can have the capability to love other people. So when we love, obviously, love multiplies, love conquers, love is healing, love is kind. According to Corinthians, love is gentle, love is kind. So the moment you love yourself, it means you unify all parts of yourself. It means that you're going to obviously have a multiplication because of the law of physics. Yeah. And what else? And love, when there's love, there is going to be growth. Again, it's like a plant or flowers. If I don't change the water in my roses, they're going to die before they're even 5 days old. Whereas if I change the water every day, the same with my plants, I have to water them every day for them to grow. So the same with the feminine energy, the same with the manifestations. We have to get to the feeling, to that place of love where there's healing, there's abundance, there's joy, there's peace, and there's kindness. So yeah, that's all we had time for today. I do hope you enjoyed today's straight to the point video. Please do make sure that you like, make sure that you give the video a boop, boop, subscribe, and take care of one another, love one another, and be kind to one another. If nothing else, I shall be seeing you in my next video. Bye.